Hey everyone, so today we've got the first video on the Volvo, sort of first repair that we're going to be doing to get it sort of back to being a reliable 90s car that we'd expect from that sort of era of vehicle. So let's see what we're doing. Okay, so when I bought the Volvo, it did seemingly be, well, it was extremely well looked after. It was serviced regularly, had all the MOTs, never missed anything, even though it wasn't really driven. The only thing that wasn't done in a long time was the Cambelt. So the Cambelt was done on a timely manner, so it's on 123,000 miles at the moment. The Cambelt was done at 90,000 miles, thereabouts, I think it was. However, that was a very long time ago, probably 16, 17 years ago. So way over the 10-year max that you should really have for a Cambelt, and also he wasn't sure if the tensioner was done at that time, and it is now making a noise. So I'll probably try and insert a clip here of the noise that I was getting from the tensioner. So the first thing I do is not drive the car and immediately do that repair, because it's one of the main things. It's the only thing really that can kill these engines, to be honest, is the Cambelt. There are other things, but it's one of those main things that on any engine really, that Cambelt goes, you're going to ruin your engine. So luckily APD were on hand once again, the sponsors that they are of this channel. They've been absolutely fantastic, and they've sorted me the Gates kit. So this is the full Cambelt kit. I've taken the idler out already, but we have the tensioner, which is this nice unit here, and this is our tensioner. So cold, warm, hot. So if the engine's cold, you get that up to there for tension, then tighten. If it's warm, a bit further, hot, further on again. I hope you can sort of see that, but these two pins are cold and hot, and in between would be warm, but that's why those are on there for reference. And they've also got the belt in there as well, and it is a good Gates one as well. And they've also supplied an auxiliary belt as well, because we're taking that off to do this job, so we might as well place the aux belt at the same time. So let's then have a look at the engine and see where this all is and see how to change it. Okay, so this is our double overhead cam 10 valve engine, and we've got the covers here. So these are the ones that cover our aux belt and our cam belt, and they're the ones we're going to have to get out of the way. We do have to undo these bolts to move this out of the way, because I think because it just sort of tucks under this bit a little bit. And there's also a 10mm bolt on the front here, and we can move these two out the way to gain access to it. But that's the main things that need to move out the way. There's not a whole lot on this engine, to be honest, that's in the way. Just these two pots to gain access to the 10mm on the side and make it a little bit easier. Yeah, it's just a little bit easier if those two are out the way. You just get a bit better side access to this, to the belts from there. And then we're going to have to sort of jack it up, take the wheel off, and go in from the side on that, on the sort of wheel trim, and I can show that as we go through. But the first step is just going to be getting these sort of top covers off and moving these out the way, so we can look at the belts and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so that's those first that engine little cover bit off, just exposing all of our nice little HT leads there. So it's just 6 bolts that go into those. They're quite short. That's the sort of first step done. Next is just going to be moving these out of the way, and then going in from the side and doing the 10mm bolt on there. So these should pull apart. Okay, so hopefully you can see this on the camera. There's a little divot here where my hand is, and in there is the 10mm. So that's the one we're going to undo, and that takes this side plate off, and then gets us sort of a bit of a better view of the belts. So let's take that off now. Okay, so what we've done is obviously we've moved this up out the way, undone the 10mm that was on the side, and that's gained us access to our belts in here. So here's our lovely aux belt, and here is our offending cam belt in there. So we've undone the 2 10mm that are on the back of this plate, just to make this looser, so you can lift it up a little bit out of the way of the belts as we're putting them on. Taking the 10mm off of there, there's also another one that goes on the back here. That's just holding these in, just like a little bracket. And the 10mm that comes off the back here is like a little bracket that sits like this. So that sits on top of this plastic and pins it down over this bit here. So it sort of sits like this under there. So make sure you get this whole bit out, otherwise that metal arm is going to fall in behind. But that's sort of most of the top bit done really for now. We're now going to jack the vehicle up, take the wheel off, and we're going to go to the sort of crank wheel side of things and show what we do from there. Okay, so we've got the car up, wheel is off the floor, we've got the axle stands under the subframes here. Jack's going to sort of stay there resting just in case, but we have got it now supported on both sides, up on these subframe bolts here, and sort of on the cup housing bit. So the next step is going to be whipping this wheel off. Right, so got the wheel off, and there's like a little plastic nubbin that goes on there. Just sort of pipe pliers, and just pull that off. You then fold this up, and you just use any form of clamp just to sort of keep it up out of the way. And here is one of our crank wheels on the aux belt. So we have done a mark in the past, and we looked at this in the past, and we're going to line that back up in a moment and show you how we go through all of it. But we're going to need to manually turn this now until we get everything lined up with where we need it to be, and I'll show you once it's done sort of what we're looking for, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so we've marked up the belt with where we want everything to be. So we've used my partner's finest silver nail varnish, and we've marked up the teeth that it's on and the belt as well. So when we take the belt off, we can transfer those marks onto the new belt, if that makes sense. And I'm going to show you that as well. Down the bottom, we've marked up the wheel and here, so those have to stay in line now. We will be taking this wheel off, but then it's just making sure the crank doesn't move, and we can remark up that part as well. And then down in here, I don't think I'll be able to show it very well, but the crank wheel is down there, and we have drawn a line on the actual block itself as well. So it's that bottom pulley right at the bottom. I'll try and mark it out on the video, but that bottom pulley right at the bottom there, we've just put a little mark on the block, and there's two teeth that have little notches taken out of them. And I'll see if I can zoom in and potentially show that here, if I can. Let's have a look. But there's two teeth that have little teeth marks in them, and we've also put a marker on those against the block as well. So that should be everything basically locked in. And we just have to make sure that we don't rotate these anyway. If they move slightly off, it's fine, we can pull them back. But it's just making sure every single one of those stays exactly as they are when it goes back together again. It just requires a bit of patience, a bit of time, and just really making sure you're paying attention to where everything is and going from there. So let's start going ahead, taking the crank pulley off the bottom, which is a 30mm socket on there, and then start getting this belt off. Okay, so this is our old tensioner. It's just a little 12mm bolt that goes through the middle, and there's the adjustment like we said before on the new one. Yeah, it's not great. It doesn't really free spin. I don't know if you better pick up on the noise, but it sort of whistles. Too windy now. Oh, there we go. But it sort of whistles as you spin it. And that's the sort of noise we don't want from a tensioner like this. But it's just the fact this doesn't really free spin at all. It just locks up immediately as soon as you're finished. No good. So good thing we're changing this. I think that was the issue, it was making that noise before when the engine was on. So we're going to get a brand new one in there, like I say, as part of that Gates kit, and a new belt as well. So let's go ahead and get the old belt off and get it all changed over. Okay, so here's the old belt. We've moved these markers onto the new one. I'll show you that in a second, but if we look at this, it's not good. Lots and lots of cracking on the belt. I hope the camera picks up on it, but there is a lot all over the belt. And on the inner edge, it was seemingly sort of wearing a bit quicker as well. But the whole way around, it's just got these cracks over the whole thing, which is really not what you want to see. So we've put the marks back on the new belt. So we lined them up and then made sure the tooth count was the same, because this belt will be slightly stretched. So we just made sure the tooth count was the same. We've checked the actual measurement of the belt and it is the same. And again, this one's ever so slightly stretched, but actually in fairness not that much. But there's our new one. It's like I say, the nice power grip Gates one. No idea what power grip means, but it is like a slightly more fibrousy material, so that might be part of it. But there's our new one. So let's get the tensioner loosely put back in and then get this belt on. Okay, so we've got the belt back on, we've got the 2 points at the top lined up. The bottom is a bit harder to explain, but it's just making sure that the lines we had before lined up with before. There's a little stud on the top of the sort of crank wheel that we lined up and put a mark above that as well. And then on the inside of the crank there's like 2 notches on the teeth, and we've lined that up with the mark on the block, and we've just put a bit of paint on the mark on the block as well, just to make it a bit easier to see. We're going to put this back on now in a moment. But that is pretty much the job done. We've got our new tensioner in there, which is up. There he is. So that's our new tensioner there. So we found just having it sort of loosely done up, putting the belt around it and then tightening it, and just making sure that the teeth line up with where they need to go. It's a bit hard to show if I put the camera on it as best as I can. If we move this out the way. So there's the teeth, there's like that little arm on the top of it here. So that little arm right in there is our adjustment. And if I try and get the camera down in there, hold on. So right there you can see the 2 teeth. With the gap in the middle, and we have the arm that's on there lined up with that first tooth. That first tooth is cold, so the engine's cold, it's not been ran today, so we're not doing this to hot, which would be the tooth on the far right, and the middle, which is warm. So we've got it set to cold. So that is how you do the tensioner, and that's it sort of in position there. And then it's just making sure the belt is on all the teeth properly and going down to the crank, and the crank still lines up with where we had it before, which, like we say, with those notches. When this goes back on properly, this like line lines up with this tooth here, and this is when we did the mark just to the right, and then we've lined it up on the left there. So hopefully that explains it enough. It is just a case of being very patient and just making sure everything doesn't move and lining up everything again. It's not hard per se, it's more just being very patient and just slowly moving the belt around without moving anything on the crank or these, and just getting it all lined up again. But that is it all done. So we're going to get the covers back on and we're going to start the car and hopefully not hear a bang. that's the plan anyway.
Quick note.
Okay, so it's all done, everything's back in place. I'll quickly show you here. So everything is back in place, so now it is the scary part of starting the engine and hopefully not grenading my brand new to me Volvo. So let's have a look and see what happens. Okay, so engine's back together. We've gone for the dreaded first start after doing the Cambelt, and as you can hear, it is running perfectly fine. So that is best result possible. Everything is working as it should, timing's in, and engine is running beautifully smooth with no noise at all now. So fantastic result. Let's get the last few bits put on, and then yeah, we're all done on the job today doing the Cambelt. So good job. So thank you to APD. Really appreciated. They got on that super quick for me, and yeah, you know, I can put the part number up again in the description. But yeah, all done, and engine is running perfectly. So great result.